This is from, it looks like Tuamas. And I assume it's a man, but I don't know. He says that he is totally new to your world. And what is your take on pacing and what order to go through materials, books, and courses? He sounds like he's got Transformation and Secrets to a Successful Startup, Trevor. He's currently reading 3 Simple Steps and starting Transformation. So I think he just wants some guidance.
It's a great question.
He
I think
doesn't. Wait a minute. He
He
does mention that one-on-one mentoring seems like it would be really helpful, but he thinks maybe before applying, it would be good to be familiar with your products. So can you just speak to that?
Yeah, perfect question. I think because we have a lot of new people, I think a lot of people have the same question, because right now it feels like drinking from a fire hose, because you're meeting these messages for the first time, and you probably already have spent a lot of money on self-help and personal growth books and tapes and all the rest. Tapes, I'm showing my age. Streaming and all the rest of it, and I'm probably been dissatisfied, and that's why I'm here, really, because as much as all of that information makes you feel better about your life, there's very little practical tools and techniques, even in books that have sold tens of millions, like The Secret and Think and Grow Rich has sold 70 million copies. After reading those books, is there one thing you can say, okay, I'll do this tomorrow and it'll change my life? Nothing. It's not one. They both went in the trash can when I first read those books. So I wanted something that's practical. So you want practical tools and techniques. And so because of that, then I think you need to follow a little path here if you're meeting me for the first time. So definitely read 3 Simple Steps first. It's kind of a foundation, okay? So I didn't want, in 2012, I didn't want to jump in to quantum physics, because no one would have bought that book. I wanted a book that's practical, that sort of distills everything that I've learned myself, because remember, I'm not an expert. I'm the one person in the world that needs these tools and techniques more than anybody else. That's why they exist. I had to get out of my quicksand, and I have to stay out of quicksand because, I'm born with limiting mentalities and sort of lack mentality and all that kind of stuff. They come back, that stuff comes back really quickly. Cancer survivor, it's, you get a pain in your groin and you think, oh, it's back. And so you have to develop strong mentality to keep moving forward in your life and trying to be the best version of yourself. And so you need tools and techniques. And so the tools and techniques that are in 3 Simple Steps are a bit like like we're talking now about bio bubbles. I mean, they're a bit like a bio bubble. And you're safe with those tools and techniques, and they will help you get control of your mentality, which is absolutely number one thing that you have to do. And then it will teach you a little bit about connection. The second part of the book teaches you a little bit about connecting and how to deepen that connection and the value of that connection. And then the third part of the book is how you direct that newfound power. And that's where we talk about intentions, but I don't do a great job, but it's a start. After that, take a break. Give yourself a week. And the reason I say that, and it's a really great question, actually, because I've had some emails from people who are new to the transformation course, and from the emails, I've got quite concerned that people are going through the course really fast, and other people are approaching the course and said, I read that 15 years ago, I know this. And that's very dangerous with knowledge. So everything in the universe is energy, everything. Jiggling strings of energy, string theory shows us, which is a lovely visual. And because of that, knowledge is also energy. And what you have to do is interact with energy. So when you read something, even if it's something that you think you already know, you still have to step away and let that knowledge, which is energy, interact with your energy in a subconscious way that you won't be aware of. And the way let me use an example. So I could read the Bhagavad Gita and I could say, okay, I get this. I read it before. It's a beautiful poem. It's about nature. And off I go for a walk. If I let that poem digest, even though I'm just thinking about it, just reminding myself, when I come back and I reread that poem, it has a very different meaning to me than it did before I did that. Otherwise, I would have just read it, said, yes, I get it, and go on to page 2 or whatever it may be, or stanza 2. And so that's how knowledge has to interact. So when you get to the transformation, so after 3 Simple Steps, take a break, start transformation. And the reason you start that before Secrets to a Successful Startup is that what happens at the end of transformation is that you are transformed. And therefore your view of life and your desires for your life might be very different now than they would have been before you started. And so when you go to Secrets to a Successful Startup, because rare is the person who gets rich working for someone else. So typically you'll end up wanting to start your own venture. Then the venture you're starting will be true to your soul because you've gone through the transformation process. Whereas if you do it the other way around, you may go off in a direction that's not a perfect match for you. So do the transformation, but do it at pace. And I recommend this at the very beginning, but already I see that people have just skipped through the introduction and got into it. You take a bit of knowledge. It's like a smorgasbord. Esoteric schools teach this. Okay, so if you take a little knowledge, you walk away, you digest the knowledge and let it interact with you, and then you come back. And so you treat it like a smorgasbord, just little nibbles at a time. So you do the transformation course. It should take about a month. And at the end of the month, you'll be a very different person than you were at the beginning of the month. This I guarantee. If that doesn't happen, you can have your money back. I have yet to see it not happen. So you'll be a different person with a different view of life, with a different interaction with energy, with a power that you never knew you had. And then that's the time to say, okay, this is what I want for the rest of my life. This is who I am. And then you do the secrets to a successful startup, and you'll do it in a completely different mentality than if you did it any other way around. So that's my recommendation. So it's 3 simple steps: transformation, secrets to a successful startup. That's the package. That's all you need to do whatever you want, whatever it may be.